Can you give us your thoughts on tonight's match?
Another night, I think the fans got their money's worth. Another night that the coach gets a few more gray hairs. But really, really pleased, obviously, with 4 wins in a row. Really, really pleased with three wins in a row at home. And I think we're moving in a very positive direction. That's the good news. The bad news is that we still have a way to go. But again, if you look at it one more way, it's good that we know that we can do better.
Thank you. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll start with Michael.
Jason, I think that's 3 games in a row where the team only conceded off of set pieces, penalties, nothing in the run of play. How do you regroup and reaffirm what you want to do on set pieces defensively?
For me, defending dead ball situations are a matter of commitment, organization, and focus. And I would say that to give up the number of dead ball goals we have this year, we're extremely disappointed with that. But it's not just the coaches. I just walked out of the locker room and we have some people in there that are very, very disappointed not to have obtained all of our objectives tonight. Clearly a shutout at home is one of the objectives that we've had and haven't accomplished yet.
Jordan?
Coach, you said the match against Philadelphia was a complete performance. Tossing aside the final 25 minutes of this match, how would you describe the first 75 minutes of this match?
Really pleased, but you've just asked me to do an impossible task, right? I can't toss aside the 20 minutes that were poor. But really, again, I feel really positive now because I see the picture of what we want to be. And we haven't been able to fulfill that for all of the 90 minutes. But that's okay. Maybe that's a good thing because it gives us something to continue to strive for.
Mike Armajo?
Coach, obviously we saw a lot of Chris Mueller in preseason in good scoring form. Obviously now he's been kind of finding his form now. I mean, was it just a matter of time, and what do you kind of see from him kind of going forward in terms of that?
I think that the scoring goals part is almost a byproduct for me. Icing on the cake, I think, is another way to say it, because all the other work that he's doing for us, I think, is so critical. The holding up the ball, the making good decisions with the ball, the defensive work that he puts in, those are the things that are really critically important. And then to be able to score the goals, I think, is the icing on the cake. So pleased for him, really pleased for him.
Jordan?
You had mentioned Chris's hold-up play. Dom Dwyer also had some solid hold-up play, particularly on that second goal.
Absolutely fantastic.
How can you describe the patience of your strikers being able to do that style of hold-up play and wait for the reinforcements?
Yeah, I think Dom was excellent tonight. Really, really excellent. Just the work that he's willing to put out there to throw his body into situations. I mean, he's really, putting his body into dangerous situations to hold the ball up for us. And to see that turn into the second goal was great. And then to see him rewarded through all of that work to score the third goal was spectacular.
Michael?
Jason, Yoshi basically unlocked San Jose for both the first 2 goals with the long cross pass to Mueller. What are your thoughts on his performance and just how quickly he can turn the ball in your defensive half into a scoring chance?
Yeah, Yoshi's been a really, really solid and consistent performer for us this entire season. He came in last year and I think adjusted to the league probably as quickly, if not quicker, than any person I've ever coached. And so to see him taking a step on at the beginning of the season doesn't surprise me in the slightest, and I think he has some more to offer still.
Back to Mike Armajo.
Coach, I know earlier this season there was a lot of talk about in terms of scoring early. First minute today, team got on the score sheet early, and then kind of dominated for, as Jordan mentioned, for 75 minutes. But the importance of scoring early, how crucial has that been not only for tonight but going forward as well in terms of getting those 3 points?
Yeah, it was a big objective for us because we haven't scored the first goal in our stadium yet in 2018. Every match that we've played here, our opponent has scored first. And it's my feeling that in order to take advantage of this terrific crowd and the terrific atmosphere we have, we need to have really bright starts, and we need to reward ourselves by scoring the goals and putting ourselves ahead in the game so that we can manage it.
Go to Chris.
Coach, sticking on with the first goal, do you think that the team let up a little bit or kind of relaxed a little bit after scoring that first goal? Do you think they had the right push going further into the game?
No, I think we had the right push. I do. I think we did score 2 goals before half. I think we easily could have had a third, with several breakaway opportunities. On a different night, we're sitting at halftime at 3-0 or 4-0. But I think all in all, it was good. Of course, there was a moment in the first half where we suffered a little bit. But we need to remember there's 2 teams on the field, and San Jose is a very good team and was able to make things really difficult for us, as we saw at the end of the game.
Victor?
Coach, it was the first night you had this the back line pairing for the first time you guys had that. Just talk about what you saw from there in terms of the center back pairing, and then also Will starting the game at right back.
I don't think the center back pairing was the first time that they've played together. Yeah, Will was the only one I think that hasn't played in the back 4 from the beginning of the match, but he played, I don't know how many minutes last week, 60, 70 minutes in that position, and I really thought it looked stable with him there, and I think tonight it looked very stable as well. Case in point, we're not giving away too much in the run of play, and the goals are only coming against us in dead balls. So we sort that out. I think we'll be in a much stronger position.
Jordan?
Coach, Justin Merrin's been able to do some great things, but he still hasn't found that first goal. It looked like he might have had the shot with the penalty kick. What have you said to him? Are you sensing any frustration from him in these matches without the goal?
Sure. Justin's a competitor, and he comes here wanting so desperately to do well for this club, to do well for his teammates, to do well by the coaching staff, to do well by the fans. And he's a proud person who has had success, and a lot of success in the past. And so, of course, he has some angst about wanting to do well and do well now. And we've been talking about that over the past 2 weeks. I thought he came in. Obviously, he plays the pass to Dom that provides the 3rd goal, which is a spectacular pass. And then would love to have seen him be able to finish his penalty. But on the other side of it, maybe that's too easy. Maybe he needs to score one that's a bit harder to get him really going.
We'll do 2 more, one from Austin and then Mike Gramajo.
Jason, Christian Higuita, first start for him in quite a while. What did you see from him, first of all, and is he doing okay? It was just a pull or something.
Yeah, no, he's performed really well again tonight. He was absolutely spectacular last week, arguably man of the match at Philadelphia, and came here tonight and really laid it all out there for us. As you noticed, his last start was against New York City. This was his first home start of the season. And so do I think he's 90 minutes fit? Probably not quite there. And we saw tonight that he cramped up in both his calves. That's why he came out, which bad news because we don't like our players cramping and coming out of games. But good news is that he's not really injured.
Actually, a follow-up to Jordan's question. In regards to that penalty, when Justin took it, it seemed like it was selflessness from the players to kind of let him take the penalty shot there. Is that, I know you speak about togetherness a lot, but is that kind of something you like to see when you see other players kind of
100%. 100%. We noticed that on the sideline. We noticed how they celebrated the 3rd goal by making sure to include him. I think all the players are really happy that he was a big part in that 3rd goal for Dom. And I think that all of the players recognize the talent and ability of Justin, and all of us want things to go right for him right away. But sometimes you have to wait.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you all.